Australian National University, MGMT 8005, Project Risk and Issues Management, Semester 2, 2022, Assessment 2.1, Topic Analysis, Presentation. Topic 5, Project Risk Management Strategies, Group E. A project is undertaken to produce a product, event, process, or service that is unique and may last anywhere from several hours to years. A risk is an event or situation that, if it transpires, will have an impact, negative or positive, on project goals. All projects are susceptible to issues. To reduce the impact and likelihood of issues, risk management is employed. Project risk management strategies such as avoidance, transference, mitigation, and acceptance have contributed to project risk and issues management knowledge because they convey a method for uniquely identifying and managing risks. This presentation seeks to discuss the key findings from the accompanying report, including types of project management risk strategies, key results, and recommendations. Incorporating project risk management strategies into the planning stage of a project is critical. By having a risk management strategy and plan, it reduces the time and cost to respond to events and issues that arise after project work begins. Risks are identified by their likelihood and impact. These criteria are used to classify risks and determine appropriate strategies. The four main strategies are as follows. Issues can be avoided entirely by incorporating planning changes ahead of time. This is suitable for issues that are quite likely to occur. Risk can be transferred to an external entity, such as an insurance company. This is suitable where the cost of transference is less than the cost of redesigning the project. Mitigating risk is a plan to minimize the consequences and likelihood of events occurring. This is desirable where risk likelihood is unknown and mitigations can be effective at reducing risk impact. Accepting risk is undertaken when a risk cannot be avoided or transferred and designing mitigation strategies is unfeasible. A risk will also be accepted if it has positive consequences where it will become an opportunity. In the event of risk acceptance, it will be monitored and managed if it occurs. Depending on risk classification, risks will require unique strategies for their management. Strategies to manage risks relies heavily on the risk definition. Correctly identifying the type of risk will indicate management strategies likely to be successful. This includes methods, resources, time, location, and possible outcomes.
In literature review analysis, we selected 8 articles, and these articles mainly focus on small and medium-sized enterprises, abbreviated as SMEs, and software development enterprises. We choose SMEs as the subject of our lecture because there is now a lot of lecture on these guidelines and tools used by large companies. These tools are not suitable for SMEs because they target the different business size. Meanwhile, we also found during our research that software companies or IT system companies have a higher failure rate of their projects due to the presence of different dimensions of risk factors. So these two are our research direction. First, we compare SMEs in Europe with SMEs in the Middle East. Among SMEs in the Europe region, a project management model with less bureaucracy is required, and different versions of the project risk management strategy are used according to the different characteristics of different projects. SMEs in the Middle East are adopting a bottom-up approach to risk management, which means that the key identification of risk is in the workforce involved in process, procedures, and clients. What SMEs in both regions have in common is that their experience can be generalized to other SMEs in this region. This can not only spread project risk management widely among more SMEs, but also promote project managers to have a deeper understanding of project risk management, because the project risk management strategy has already played a role in other SMEs. Regarding SMEs across the business sector, 3 articles refer to different risk management tools for SMEs. Verbano and Vertino's research highlights that while most academics have primarily designed tools to identify and assess project risk, they have not incorporated project management risk strategy into their day-to-day management practice and lack focus on specific industry areas. In addition, Marcelino Subdabo et al. Researched the project risk management methods for SMEs. This method is applicable to all project phases and to different types of project and companies. Furthermore, this method uses few resources and does not require specialized training. Besides, Kruger and Mayer researched an instructive process tool. Risk can be identified, assessed, and appropriately addressed from an SME perspective. Risk management for a business applying this intervention will be guided only from the basic components as a starting point and can be adjusted according to the size, scope, and context of the business.
According to the literature on risk management strategies in the IT industry, we have the following findings. Firstly, although risk management is an important component of software projects, Bannerman argued that its practice has been slower than the development of risk management theory, and its misuse has resulted in its limited practical utility, which indicates that risk managers may require additional training to improve their abilities and skills. Secondly, a further factor contributing to the higher management risk in the IT industry is its need to constantly update technology. This is when managers need to be more focused. But the presence of a lack of focus weakens their ability to identify risks. However, this problem can be effectively reduced by introducing monitoring, which in turn helps in project success. Thirdly, during their study of risk mitigation strategies for IT projects, Abdul Rahman, Mohamed Rahim, and Chen concluded that project managers should involve users more in the process, which would significantly reduce the risk. But this relies on the communication skills of managers. Although some researchers have mentioned the importance of managers in managing IT projects, they have provided little information on how to integrate this factor into risk management strategies. They are revealing more about the relevance of project risk management to managers and its mechanisms. So we think how small and medium-sized software companies should develop the manager-centered risk management strategies may be a future research direction.
We select the ERP and financial SAP system development project of a small plaintiff registered service company in Australia as our case study of this report. Dividing the development project into 3 phases. The first phase is the pre-decision. The second one is the implementation phase, and the third one is software commission phase. After qualitative analysis of each risk factor by the software development team, the corresponding risk value is finally given for each risk and the corresponding risk control strategy is determined, as shown in the table 1. Risk control strategy mainly includes the risk evaluation and the risk mitigation. For those who can choose to change the risk, will adopt the avoidance strategy, while the unavoidable risk will adopt the risk transfer strategy to reduce the evasions impact and the loss caused by the budget risk generation. Due to the time accumulation effect of the risk, if risk control measures are not taken in timely manner in the feasibility stage, the risk will accumulate in the future, may significantly increase the difficulty of the risk control in the next stage. Therefore, this report gives a detailed response plan for risk with the high risk value, effectively controlling risk with the high impact and high probability of the occurrence, and avoiding the occurrence of this risk and avoidance effectives and loss in the project construction. We choose one of the main risks, for example, is requirement change in the development process. For this risk, we have three solutions. The first one is use the incremental development mode. Incremental development will be carried out step by step, covering all analysis, design, implementation, and execution of all necessary tests, or location and maintenance. Each stage is necessary to complete the necessary analysis of requirements and how to ensure the compatibility of this requirement with supervised development. The second solution is set up a requirements change control committee. The last solution is use the requirement change control system. For this system should estimate the change degree caused by the request change of requirements and to analyze the change of the development work. Finally, the final decision on the change will be made, and the results will be recorded in the requirements repository.
2 questions to consider. What is the future direction for developing project risk management strategies? And what tools or risk management strategies would better motivate managers? Thank you for listening to our presentation.